Friends and Patriots, here we are, Big Ben. Staying in the town of Terlingua, right outside of Big Bend National Park. We just rolled in yesterday afternoon and had a dinner. I don't know if it was a nice dinner, but we had a dinner and hung out and had some great fellowship. So today is day 2 and we are heading west. So we're going to be riding down the iconic Route 170, the road everybody says you must ride when you're here in the southwest of Texas. Our first time. The Funny Guy and Bombshell, they've been down here before, and even Derek, he's been down here overlanding before, but for us, it's our first time. We're taking you along. It's supposed to be scenic, so we're going to be running the cameras and getting some great footage. So come along and let us show you. All right, friends, so we're here in Lajitas at the general store, last fuel stop for 50 miles as we head down the 170 towards Presidio. So everybody, as you can see, lined up behind me, topping off their steel horses, getting ready for an amazing day. Friends and Patriots, we are on the famous Route 170, having an amazing time, and I just realized you're looking into the sun, so I'll get over here. So anyway, we stopped at a little rest area. I wanted to put a camera on Bombshell's motorcycle, catch some footage from her point of view, let people stretch their legs. This is a 50-mile stretch from Lajitas to Presidio, and a lot of the roads are 35, 45 miles an hour. Really nothing above 45 miles an hour, so it'll be a slow 50 miles, which is fine because it's very scenic and we're loving the view. But we're glad you're coming along with us. We got a lot of just beautiful footage today, and I think we're going to be hitting a ghost town after we hit the town of Presidio. So stay tuned and see where we end up. Let's go. right, friends and patriots, so we We hit another rest stop. One of the guys in the group needed to use a restroom, which there is behind us. So a little stop, let him use the facilities. Everybody stretched their legs. Did you enjoy that footage as we came down this road? Just amazing, huh? Well, we've got 30 more miles, actually more than that, of just the same thing. And so stay tuned, we got some more. All right, friends, so they're waving us down to the Rio Grande, the river, which separates the United States from Mexico. We were just going to stay up here and stretch our legs, but they must have found something down there that was noteworthy, so we're going down. Join us. Oh, they're doing photo ops down here on the Rio Grande. Say hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Oh, hi, everyone. Hi. Hi. Good morning.
All right, is that beautiful or what? Beautiful Rio Grande. Probably 6 inches deep some places, maybe a couple feet deep in a few other places. Other times of the year it's deeper. Friends and patriots, so we are in the metropolis of Presidio, Texas. I feel like we're in Mexico. Not much to this town. I would swear there aren't more than a couple hundred people living here, but the sign as we came in said something like 3,600 people. I don't know where they're at, but this is a very arid place. No grass grows here, just some shrubs and a lot of dilapidated buildings, a lot of buildings that have closed and been abandoned properties. If I lived here, I would say I lived in hell. But anyway, we are getting hydrated. We're going to head north of here to the Schaffner Ghost Town and check that out. Should have a lot of history there to explore and appreciate. And we're taking you along, of course. We are going to come back through Presidio, and I think we're going to hit a cantina here in town. Really, I think there's only one bar and grill that's still open in this town. There's a couple taco shops and a few things like that, but as far as a real restaurant that is a bar and grill, I think there's only one. And but our intention is to hit that on the way back, and of course if we do, we're taking you along. So let's get back on the road. So we just rolled up to Schaffner, Texas, and right behind us is the ruins of, well, we'll find out, a settlement, a village, something like that. But it's a ghost town, and we're going to explore it. All right, so ruins of something. I don't know. Now this is like a basement area of something, sloped down, whether a cellar or I don't know. And then you can see a lot of stone structures that were over there, ruins. I think this is an old mining. I think this is an old mining camp. You can see some evidence of industrialization here. You can see some big I-beams over here. So something quite substantial was built here. So it turns out that Shafter, Texas actually was a silver mine. In 1880, a local rancher discovered some ore and had it tested, and it turns out it had a high degree of silver. He partnered with a few people, starting a mining company called Presidio Mining Company that hauled out literally tens of thousands of ounces of silver, in addition to some gold, some lead, and some cyanide. The operation folded in 1942 during World War II when the silver prices dropped and labor was hard to come by. At its peak, Shafter, Texas had a population of about 4,000 people. Currently, there are about 11 residents still in Shafter, Texas. Here we have some old historical wagons that I'm sure we're used to haul the ore, pulled by horses or most likely donkeys, mules. Some more historical pieces. That's a grader. Man, if they could tell stories. Piece of machinery. And this looks like a wagon that might be in a mine shaft on rails, perhaps. So I was just talking with Blackhawk here as we're both exploring this little enclave, and it appears that they're restoring it. There's a foundation sign over there, a lot of construction work and renovation work, so it looks like they're trying to restore the historicity of this place and turn it into a historical / tourist destination. And this is an interesting piece in 2022. And it says Scott Rogers 2022 Roundup. I don't know if he's the guy, the artist, I guess so. And but anyway, interesting. So here's another piece of artwork. Beautiful statue. It's got a U.S. Marshal badge on, double-barrel shotgun, a pistol. Looks like some handcuffs down here by his feet. Beautiful piece of artwork. So we're all hanging out here in the shade, keeping cool, but Wild Turkey over there just pointed out that there's an old dugout canoe here, and you can see, of course, it's been patched, but I have never seen a dugout canoe in person. And I read a lot about them with the early explorers, especially with the Lewis and Clark expedition. Quite often they would have to fell trees and build these, to get through certain waterways.
Canoe in the middle of the desert.
All right, so we made it back to Presidio, Casa Agave something or another restaurant. It's really the only still functioning bar and grill in town. So we're going to get some refreshments, some snacks, and join us.
Good ride.
Yeah, right over here is nice.
Yeah.
You know why? Because there's a lot to see. That's
Yeah.
why.
Oh my
So-
God, it opens up.
I know, just like we're riding into a painting. Right?
Yeah.
Like in a photograph or something.
So we just finished a wonderful meal here at the Casa Agave something or another. Really the only bar and grill left in town, still open. We had a wonderful meal. It was pretty spicy though. The shrimp tacos we had these little diced green peppers on them. Looked like bell peppers. No, they were jalapeno peppers, and that first taco lit my mouth on fire. So I had to pick the peppers out to eat the rest of the tacos, but it was delicious. We all had an amazing meal. Everybody's bellies are full, everybody's hydrated, and 11 people, 9 motorcycles. We're just having a wonderful time. Wonderful people. Couldn't have a better mix of personalities and friends. But we are ready to get back on the road, so we're heading east on the 170. We're going to show you some amazing footage and head back to Terlingua and get ready to relax for a while before we head out to dinner. So come along, let us show you some amazing scenery. friends. Wow. What a beautiful day of riding. And so anyway, we just got back to our lodging here in Terlingua. And we're going to clean up and rest up for a couple hours. And then we're going to walk over to the Starlight Theater and have some dinner. We will be taking you along, so you'll be able to check that out. We'll get back to you when it's dinner time.